All right. Make sure we got that set up. Make sure all of the things are set up on here. There's some things I literally can't like set up until after I start the stream. So there's that. It's a little annoying just because it's like, oh, and now this thing is like here in the video, like there's nothing I can do about that basically. But it is what it is, I suppose. So oh, I see. Alright. Cool. Alright. I guess... Do I need to... Because I have like a thing that auto posts to like Twitter after a bit, and I realized this only like yesterday when but I realized yesterday that like I have something auto posting to Twitter that like videos go up, which is fine, except that I guess since I'm like not posting videos so much as it is that I'm streaming, I'm thinking like I gotta find out what it is and like maybe change it so that it doesn't say that I'm like, I guess like just disabling it would be the easiest option. So but yeah, I do see that it did the thing. It looks like it takes about 3 to 4 minutes for it to actually be like, here it is. Hey, hi Gunner. I didn't even. Ow, that's weird how that handles that. I guess that's fine. But hello. I am doing New Game Plus mode. As soon as I figure out how to do a thing. So, I need to remember, bet it's under character config. I would say that, but there's a lot of like things that are under very strange config settings that I don't really get. Somewhere there's an option to like enable and disable cutscenes when you are in Well, like when you go to a like dungeon that you've already done, and there's a cutscene that I would rather we not miss since I've already done it, but I don't remember where the option for turning that on or off is. If I had any idea, I would change it. But I don't remember where that is. I need to do New Game Plus only for the redone lighthouse fight and the bridge fight with the dragon. I'm assuming you're referring to the Cape Westwind fight. Let me Sable cutscenes. From the menu, select system, select controls. So character config, under control settings. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Under general, there are several options that allow you to skip cutscenes. Yes, here it is. Previously viewed scenario cutscenes. That's what I want to turn off. I think that's the right one. I'll just turn both of these off just in case. Pretty sure that's the one I'm after. Is the scenario cutscenes. But we'll do that. Alright, so one thing I need to do is, because last time there was a cutscene that ended up getting skipped for the exact reason of why I needed to, like, look this up. I need to play that cutscene for everybody. Let me switch it to English since I'm doing the stream. Once again, I do play it in the Japanese. But for the sake of viewers, I like to set it up so that it's in English. So, this is the cutscene that played in Stone Vigil that we missed. Oh, and it doesn't even matter. It's not even voiced. Look, it's the Enterprise. Yes, just beyond that enormous sleeping dragon. How it's sleeping when we're this close, who knows? The dragon is not our concern. We've come for the airship and only the airship. Sid, you and I will sneak aboard the Enterprise and prepare for launch. Cassandra, you stay here and keep an eye on the beast. If it wakes, we may need you to provide a distraction until we are ready to depart. You can manage that, can't you? Sure. That settles it then, shall we, Sid? As you command. It's a dragon. How does it not know we're here? Like, they have passive perceptions of, like, 26. Like, what the frick, dude? So, you mean to slay Garuda next? Interesting. Most interesting. Hey, look, it's the red-masked Asian. and you are aware that her strength greatly exceeds that of your previous primal conquests. A testament to the fanatical devotion of her followers, the XIV are nothing if not zealous. In spite of your past achievements, I labor to believe that you will best this foe. Yet only a fool would underestimate the great bringer of light, slayer of Ifrit, bane of Titan. If any mortal is capable of dealing with the Lady of the Vortex, it is you. It's a lesser dragon. I mean, I suppose. Win or lose, the battle should at least make for an entertaining spectacle, assuming, of course, you live that long. Elfino, the dragon! Confound it all. This is what they meant by ether bubble. Let us see how well your blasphemous gifts serve you this time, Crystal Bearer. Have I done the Stormblood raids yet? Yes. Yep, I've done the Omega raids. Of course, that brings us to where we were yesterday, directly after this cutscene. I know it did play, but just so that, like, we're caught up, quote unquote. I'm gonna play this anyway. But yeah, I did, I have done both Ivalice and I have done, Omega, so. Yeah, no, the like main big dragons thing is revealed in Heaven's Word. Cassandra, are you alright? Speak to me. In fact, I think that might even be revealed before Heaven's Word. It might be revealed in Heaven's Word. I know for a fact that it's revealed by Aziz Law, but yeah. 12 be praised. I feared the beast had injured you. I don't remember if it had been mentioned prior to Aziz Law or not, so I see now why the others rated you so highly. When you were caught in the midst of the etheric bubble with the dragon, I was all but certain my next mission would be to find a new champion. Thank the gods for sparing me that inconvenience. I have quite enough to do already. Which reminds me, Sid is working on the Enterprise as we speak. Let us go and see what he has to say. Because for some odd reason, everybody in this game is, like, British with the English voice acting. And I don't know why. What say you, Sid? Will she fly? Like, maybe it's because, like, you know, all of our, like, medieval fantasy stuff takes from, like, you know, Britain, you know, because America didn't go through, like, that British, the like, medieval fantasy castles, things like that. That was all the Native Americans and such, and then, like, you know, the 1700s we came over. So, like, maybe that's why it seems like all these, like, games like Final Fantasy 14 or, you know, such, like Xenoblade, like, they all, like, have British voice acting. Nothing against British voice acting, it just feels weird. It's like Yeah, every character has to be talking like this for some reason. And I don't know why that is. It just seems like that has to be the case. Yes, there will not be a pleasant ride. Xenoblade was just dubbed there. That's probably. Well, I dare say it would be no more unpleasant than staying here. 'Tis a pity the Enterprise is not in a better state, but she will allow us to quit this place, shall not complain. Follow an agreement, let us return to Gridania. Though I would like nothing more than to set course for the Howling Eye, it is plain the Enterprise is in no condition to weather the storm. She must needs be repaired if we are to proceed with our mission. All I know about Xenoblade's voice acting is that whoever was in charge of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 needed to be fired. Like, whoever did the voice directing there needed to be fired. And somebody else brought in. Because, oh boy. And that's the thing, like, I've watched playthroughs of 1, 2, and 3. 2 is the only one that has really bad voice acting. Like, really bad. It's all so familiar. I know this airship. If I could just... I should say English voice acting. It's no use. Enjoyed 2 aside from Rex. Yeah. There were some okay voices. You know, I didn't mind Pyra and Mithra that much. And for sure, whoever did the DLC for 2, the Torna, the Golden Country, like, that voice acting was really well done. But, like, the beginning half of Xenoblade Chronicles 1, the voice acting was so bad. Like, so bad. Oh my god. Like, it was so bad. I don't know. Like, I don't know. It was so bad. And I have no other words for it. I feel like it got better in, like, the second half. But, like, the first half of Xenoblade 2 was just so bad. Alright, so here's something annoying that I found. And actually, I'm curious to see if it will... So I set up everything, New Game Plus, all that. And then I was unable to access the inn at all. So I was like, okay, I'll disable New Game Plus and then go into the inn. And so then I went into here, duties, New Game Plus, and I tried to suspend New Game Plus, and you can see this message down here. This is where I was standing when I tried to suspend, by the way. It wouldn't let me suspend from my current location when I was here. But apparently I can resume right here for some reason. No problems. I don't understand. I really don't understand at all. But alright, now that we are caught up with the story, now we can talk to Hida? Into the Eye of the Storm. Here it is. Greetings, madam. Do you wish to proceed to your vessel? There it is. Now, don't get me wrong, though. Like, Zeke, I think, the voice actor they picked for Zeke was really good. I think the voice actors and voice actresses, the people that did the voices, I think they were all well cast. It was just whoever was doing the voice direction clearly had no idea what they were doing, at least for the first half. So, Sid appears to be deep in thought. Into the eye of the storm. Time to repair the Enterprise. It calms me to look at her. It's as though I've been reunited with a part of me I never knew was missing. Hardly surprising, you did design and build her. I bear good news. The Seed Seers have granted our request to house the Enterprise. We may take as long as we require to repair her. Of course, it would be rank folly to take 1 moment more than we require. Garuda, lest we forget, grows stronger by the hour. If we are to have any hope of wresting this benighted realm from her talons, it must needs be soon. Though I am no expert on the workings of airships, it seems plain to me that the Enterprise suffered much from her time in the wilderness. Am I not correct, Sid? You are. Frankly, it's a miracle she carried us this far. As you know, the Howling Eye is encircled by a raging tempest, apt to turn proud trees to matchwood. Our battle will end before it begins if the Enterprise cannot weather the storm. Given time, I believe I can fully repair her. But if this tempest is as fearsome as you say, even that may not be enough. Confound it, there must be a way to brave the fury of the elements. The elements, but of course, that's it. We work upon the element itself. Using the power of a corrupted crystal, we could clear a path through the storm and spare the Enterprise a battering. I see. You propose to utilize the properties of a crystal to alter the elemental aspect of the barrier. It seems so childishly simple in retrospect. Though mayhap not to you, Cassandra, we speak of the manifestations of over-aspected ether that can be found throughout Eorzea. Since the calamity disrupted the land's etheric currents, such crystals have become comparatively commonplace, which has been a cause of great woe, as they are known to warp etheric energies, including those of living organisms. The point is, we could theoretically use a corrupted crystal to convert the wind-aspected ether comprising Garuda's barrier into ether of another aspect, one she cannot control. With certain modifications, the Enterprise should be able to deliver us to the Howling Eye in comfort, however hard Garuda blows. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. All of this rests upon our ability to procure a crystal with the necessary properties. Have you any idea where we might acquire one? No, but I know a man who might, a scholar by the name of Lambertaint, who resides in Camp Drybone. Strange as it may sound, I met him during my time at the church. Well, Marcus met him, I suppose. Whether out of pity or for want of a more willing listener, he would talk to me for hours at a time about his etheric studies, corrupted crystals being his pet subject. It was a result of these conversations that poor Marcus was observed to possess an uncommon knack for theoretical science. Cassandra, I need you to return to Thonalon and seek out the Scala. Sid and I will set upon repairing the Enterprise in your absence. Alright. Off to Camp Drybone in that case. We'll go talk to Lambertaint. A little late there, game. Quest accepted. came in like 30 seconds after the window had gone away. That's funny. Like, I know why. It's because it was like loading a bunch of stuff, and as it was like loading, it hadn't loaded the sound effect yet. But it's just hilarious. It's like, as I'm teleporting away, it's like, quest accepted! Even though the pop-up had already been, like, come up and been there. So... Why, yes, I am Professor Lambertaint. Beg pardon, you wish to hear about my research on corrupted crystals? Truly? Well, nothing would give me greater pleasure than to discuss my work with a fellow woman of science. Professor Lambertaint is about to show you something you will never forget. Ah, so rare it is to find intellectuals in this region. It is even rarer to find one capable of comprehending the nature of corrupted crystals. Come to think of it, there was another, a hermit to whom the church had given sanctuary. Curious fellow, unsociable, rather daft at first impression, yet possessed of an amazing affinity towards the scientific pursuits. But to the matter at hand, did you say you wish to conduct field observation? Did you say you wish not to conduct field observations, but to harvest a corrupted crystal? Egads, woman, at least take the necessary precautions so that you do not suffer from exposure to its harmful energies. I'm beginning to wonder if you have sufficient qualification to handle such hazardous materials. Still, your ignorance is somehow endearing. Luckily for you, I have precisely the means by which these inherent dangers may be averted. Simply store the crystal you seek within this warded pot to protect yourself from its deleterious effects. Though I suppose you will be bombarded with its energies until you place it within the vessel. Well, perhaps it shall motivate you to work quickly. In any case, take the pot to Hahasako, a student of mine monitoring the flow of aether at Highbridge. Explain to him your quest, and he shall instruct you in the finer points of crystal harvesting. Alright, off to Highbridge. For us to sit here and try to collect crystals for like 2 levels, I think it is. Because Garuda isn't until level 44. And we're only on 41 for the quest. Of course, we're actually level 66, but that's beside the point. It's because, you know, New Game Plus, I'm on my, I'm using Warrior, etc., etc. We'll be even higher level later. Because as these streams go on, I'm still kind of playing, Shadowbringers, so... Many times must I be made to explain myself. I am not contemplating suicide, you imbecile. I have chosen this precise position to perform scientific measurements. Okay, but I'm not here for that. I have this. Wait, have we here a containment vessel? Why, this is the handiwork of Professor Lambertaint. You thieving knave, I shall call for the... Oh, you say the man himself lent it to you? Then you must have sought me out per his instruction, which means he believes me experienced enough to expound upon his explanations. At last, the recognition I so rightfully deserve. With the utmost care, Sako is trying very hard to contain his excitement and is failing. Oh, frabjous day, Kalukale, that I should be chosen to guide this woman. Yes, I, Sako, greatest of Professor Lambertaint's pupils, shall see that you successfully quarry your quarry. Your timing is impeccable, in fact, for I was just preparing to collect corrupted crystals from the burning wall for my personal research. There, the devastating destruction caused by the calamity has blessed us with a bounty of sublime specimens. But something tells me that naught but a perfect peace will satisfy your high standards, in which case you must needs descend to the deepest depths. Amidst the flowing waters and the murderous Mirrorites lies the most fantastic formation I have found thus far. Take this highly advanced researcher's tool and use it to separate a small fragment from the large cluster. Place it within the warded pool, with the warded pot, and bear it back to me for inspection. The path which leads from Burgundy Falls to the base of the burning wall is treacherous and terrifying, but advance with appropriate caution and you shall survive, surely. I know he said those 2 words the other way, but no, I'm not doing New Game Plus to level a class. I'm doing the New Game Plus for basically continuing the YouTube series that I did. So, it's just easier than leveling a whole separate character. So, I'm basically continuing the YouTube series that I was doing, just I'm on my main character now instead. So, if I had known that New Game Plus could even, do this, I would have done it this way to begin with anyway, so. Whee! Imagine actually having to walk all that way instead of being able to fly. Quarrying Mall, rather. Use the mall to fracture the corrupted cluster, and use the warded pot to collect the crystal. There we go. Now we can go ahead and take it back. But no, I'm gonna be still playing through Shadowbringers, which we're not in here, here on YouTube. And so since I'm working my way up to that, I'm just, doing New Game Plus here, but I'm also still going to be, leveling my character and stuff like that when I play normally, so. I see you've come galumping back. Have you the crystal then? What a prodigiously large and lovely crystal. Professor Lambertain will doubtless chortle with joy when you present it to him in person. Oh, and upon your return, do you remember to recount how I helped you with your harvesting? But no, I don't think you even get experience in New Game Plus. Because you don't get any, quest rewards at all. So. Yeah. You get literally 0 quest rewards. Not even the experience. Hi, Lambertain. I think we have to do this 3 times, if I remember right. My keen scholar sense tell me that you've obtained a corrupted crystal, am I right? Take a look at this. If you would grant me a moment to examine the crystal. Ah, it is as you desired. A corrupted crystal overflowing with wind-aspected aether. Remind me, for what purpose did you intend to use this crystal again? What? To breach a barrier comprised of wind-aspected aether? Oh dear, that may prove problematic, as this crystal would only serve to strengthen the barrier. I suppose I'm at fault for not inquiring as to your objectives from the start. Had I known your intent, I would have never sent you to Hahasako. But what is science if not trial and error? And can you truly say this failure has taught you nothing? Think, woman. You can now understand the methods necessary to safely collect a corrupted crystal. You will doubtless have no difficulty doing so once more. What's more, the crystal you collect can serve as an invaluable resource for the aetherical studies conducted by the students of Baldurcian. You've heard of them? Well, I don't mean to boast, but I have a professional relationship with the organization. Not as equals, of course. I would never be so bold as to claim that level of expertise. Are you all right? Your eyes seem to have glazed over for a moment. Anyway, I shan't keep you from your task. You've still a corrupted crystal to find. Yeah, see, I don't get any rewards, even experience, so. Corrupted crystals of sufficient size and strength are not all that common, I fear. Fortunately, one of my other students, Sina, claims to have discovered another promising site in eastern Lanasia. Wait, that's not correct. Eastern Lanasia was where she was nearly killed when wandering too close to an Imperial castrum. Haha, and now that made for an amusing anecdote. It was Western Lanasia, fair Cirrus, on the Isles of Umbra to be precise. Can't recall her exact reasoning, something to do with one of Dalamed's talons or some such nonsense. What I can say for certain is that she is still in Ailport, attempting to gain access to the Isles. Why not travel there and see if Sina's inquiries bear fruit? If you can look past the crass and violent ways of the local pirates, you may find your time there to be quite pleasurable. Oh, and do not forget to take a makeshift warded pot, lest she thinks you unprepared for the task. Alright, over to Ailport. She is right there, in fact. Sina! Corrupted crystals? Madam, I've no interest in being the butt of your jokes, so if you've no other reason for addressing me, kindly leave me be. But I have a warded pot. I'll be damned, Professor Lambertain did send you. Beg your pardon, it seems we got off on the wrong foot. I'm Sina, greatest of the professor's pupils, which is... Sorry, I tried to get to the mute button, but failed. Also, only one sneeze, much to my surprise. Usually it's 3. I'm Sina, greatest of the professor's pupils, which is doubtless why he bid you seek me out. Indeed, I'm an accomplished scholar with an extensive background in... Oh, gods, this list to be prattle on and on. I must have given this introduction a dozen times by now. Sina is frustrated with the progress of her research. It's probably not pirates. So I told the professor in my many missives, I believe that the area surrounding Ferris Cirrus is replete with corrupted crystals of exceptional strength. Unfortunately, I've yet to test my hypothesis, as all access to the Isles of Umbra is prohibited at present, for reasons unknown to me. You see, my attempts to acquire this information are often met with annoyance and disdain. It's rather puzzling, so I always take the time to explain my motivations in great detail to the subjects of my questioning. Mayhap you will have better luck wrestling information from these yellow jackets. I've all but given up at this point. She went in great detail. Perhaps too great detail. That might be her problem. So she went into too good a detail. Oh, nope. They are above, I guess. Maybe? Oh, yeah. Here they are. Quantum. Ah, you startled me. Don't you know better than to sneak up on a person at a time like this? What with all this fatuous gossip of spirits and specters haunting the Isle of Umbra? Just because I know it's nonsense doesn't make it any less frightening. Actually, it's all true. There is a point where we get to go to that. It's an optional dungeon, but it is a dungeon that can be done. You're keen on traveling to the Isles of Umbra. Bloody hells, lass. Are you drunk or just crazy? Ain't nothing there but death. Death and more death. Okay, thanks. Good to know. Not that I'm concerned at all about that. The thing I have no fear. I like that you can't, like, walk over this tiny mound. Like, seriously. Why do I have to go through the gate here? I can't just walk up this little mound that's right there. Elsa Camilza. Isles of Umbra. My interests have you in that god-forsaken place. Ever since we were forced to abandon Ferrociris, the Isles have been naught more than a graveyard for ships unable to navigate the shores, and a purgatory for the souls dragged down to the depths with them. So, spirits, undead, you know, creatures yearning for, you know, recompense? That's not the word I'm looking for. Ah, Cassandra, you've returned. Tell me of your findings. Really? Infested with the undead, you say? That is a very, very interesting development. Excuse me for a moment while I gather my thoughts. Representing the representative. Sina seems to have regained her composure. Worry not, my friend. I've given your findings some thought, and I've concluded that this talk of spirits is not more than local folklore. As for why all travel to the Isles of Umbra is restricted, well, maybe it's considered too dangerous, owing to the abandonment of Ferrociris. Yes, well, anyway, while you were questioning those yellow jackets, I paid a visit to the local pub, since even an esteemed scholar like myself enjoys dulling her wits on occasion. It was there I heard tell of a man named Skiffrin, who was recently detained from returning from, wait for it, the Isles of Umbra. This is the first I've heard of someone actually traveling to and from there, so I'm curious as to how he obtained permission. Mind having a chat with him in my stead? He was arrested after all, so I'm somewhat reticent to approach him myself. I was just thinking, don't we talk to one of these guys about this? Yes. Come down here, and we get to talk to this guy, who was not here just a moment ago. I have to go back. She calls to me, sings to me. Tell Mimido, I'm sorry. Give him this. He was right. Or you could release me. Yes, release me. I will go and tell her. Let me go to her. I think that might be a bad idea. 3 guesses as to what's waiting in the lighthouse. I would say in the first 2 don't count, but actually there's a number of mythological monsters that could be the problem. Though one of them is the most likely thing, so most popular of them all. What did Skiffrin have to say? That's so terribly helpful. I couldn't care less how much he misses his favorite bar wench. But what was that about a man named Mimidoa? I don't know how to say it. Wait, I know that name. That's that bastard who grabbed my arse the other day at the pub. Well, if you want to give him that feather, be my guest. I'm not going anywhere near him in his wandering hands. Good job, Mimi. Mimidoa does come into play later, though. Another initiate, are ya? No. Well, then what are ya? Speak up, Mitzi, I can't hear ya. I have a golden feather. Bugger me, is that what I think it is? Nah, it couldn't be. You found this, you say? Where'd you say you found it? Skyfrin, you say? I was hoping to have a word with the lad, but it sounds like there's not left twixt his ears. He was supposed to help patch up Ferrociris, he was. Company sent me to supervise a lot of them. Weren't getting work done on their own, see? Half of them walked off, half of them ran off, and half of them up and vanished. What's that? You've been looking for passage to the Isles of Umbra. Why didn't you say so? I've been thinking of dispatching someone to take a look on behalf of old Mimidoa. Tell him how the land lies. I don't know. My brain did not comprehend that for some reason. Ain't nobody been interested till you came a-calling. Old port's up in arms about spirits and so forth. If I had to kill, I'd hire some sellswords and let 'em sort it out. But you'll do in a pinch. You will. Show this parchment to the skipper and he'll see you there and back. Awesome. Whoops. Gotta stop and talk to Cena real quick. So you went and had a word with Mimidoa. I hope the valuable time you saw fit to waste amounted to something. Permission for passage! You mean that this disgusting creature was Skyfrin's superior? I find that hard to believe. But this writ of passage does appear to be genuine, so it must be true. I must say, it is a relief to work with such an industrious woman as you. I look forward to hearing of the discoveries you will make on the island of Umbra. Without me, of course. Cena has no desire to journey to the Isles of Umbra. Fine. Fail to see the justification of dragging me along on your journey, but if you insist, I will go as well. But 12 is my witness. If you leave me behind to be devoured by some horrid abomination, I shall come back to haunt you. Whee! Ow! I broke my legs. I definitely would not have the courage to do that in real life. Jump like that. Ha! Take me to the Isles of Umbra, she bids. 'Tis as if it's as simple as... Oh, I see you've got a rite of passage. Alright then, climb aboard. Hey, here we are. This doesn't seem all that bad. I'm not saying I'd like to build a summer home here, but... Oh, the hell's with this. Here, take your pot and go on without me. You've harvested corrupted crystals before, right? So it isn't as though you require my assistance. Speak to the man guarding the gate. I'm sure he'll let you in. Now, if you would please excuse me. And she runs off. David! I beg your pardon, madam, but how did you come here? Access to the island is currently restricted. Well, I have a pot, see? An old pot? I'm not sure I follow. Oh, I see. You wish to harvest a corrupted crystal. Sorry, friend, but you may have to return empty-handed. Rip. David has a simple proposal for you. The Writ Master Mimidoa gave you may grant you access to the island, but only authorized personnel may proceed past this point. Why, you ask? Look up and see for yourself. When that giant massive crystal struck the lighthouse, it caused severe damage to both the structure and the machinery within that once powered the beacon. Aye, contrary to what the small folk would have you believe, the fires of Ferroceros were not the product of a mage thaumaturgy or a colossal arcane bomb, but an elaborate contraption fueled by ethereal energy. Repairs are still ongoing, but it's anyone's guess when they'll be complete. What's worse, all work has ceased, since rumors of the waking dead drove off our entire crew. Not that those rumors are incorrect. I've observed the fiends from a distance, at the ship graveyard to the south. What's drawn them to our shores is still a mystery, though. Then make your deal, Cassandra. Help me unravel this mystery, and I'll bring you your corrupted crystal. In fact, I shall begin searching for one that satisfies your requirements. As for where to begin your inquiries into the situation, it so happens that a party of 3 adventurers came ashore not long ago, seeking to scavenge valuable trinkets at the ship graveyard. I'd be surprised if they knew nothing of the undead infestation, so it might behoove you to question them. Might behoove us, you say. I guess we shall go be behooved, then. It's all there for the taking. 5 bleeding years' worth of wrecks and their cargo. But those queer dead things and that voice. Actually, the voice was quite nice. You saw them too, right? Dead people, just shambling about without a care in the world. Except when they do seem to care, that is, and start shuffling towards the water. God's that voice. That single fleeting verse. I can still hear it. Stay clear of the southern shore, friend. Took every ounce of my strength to resist. Alright, let's report back to David and tell him what we know so far. This talk of an alluring voice is disturbingly familiar, as if... But that's impossible. They're all dead, aren't they? Oh, break on minions. History repeating. David is sweating profusely. But if they have returned, that would mean... Oh, beg your pardon, I was just, thinking about something. Which reminds me, I received word that Master Mimidoa would be arriving any moment. Apparently he grew frustrated waiting for the sweet young lass with skin as soft as a phoenix down to return, which I'm assuming is you. I don't know what sort of arrangement you had, but you should probably go and explain yourself. Alright, let's go talk to Mimidoa. What's been keeping you, Initiate? I ain't getting any younger, you know. Some honey-voiced harlot's been calling out to folk what wander near the ship graveyard, and it's stirring up the dead and all. Bloody hells. That takes me back to the days of the cannon boys sailing under old Mistbeard. But they wouldn't dare, would they? Not after the lesson we learned them last time. They bloody would, though, wouldn't they? Brazen old biddies. Some folks said as the first purge would be the last, but I knew deep down in my bones as this day would come. Come it has. I'd bet me bum ear of sirens behind all this. Nay, not one of the sanguine variety, Initiate. Speak of the other kind, them who's got feathers and lures sailors to a water grave with their sweet, sweet song. Oh, but don't end there. No, drowning's just the start. See, even in death a man stands bound to the beast, forced to do her bidding till his corpse can't do it no more. 'Tis a fate I wouldn't wish on me worst enemy, except maybe in drink, and I'd regret it after. Anyway, 'tis up to us to stop this hell's-born hussy afore she takes another soul. Of course, we can't send you marching off to war without these. Siren don't have no power over a man as can't hear a song. 'Tis lucky for you I carry a spare pair, and luckily for the both of us I'm a superstitious little sod, eh? Well, she ain't coming to us, so we best head over to her, to the ship graveyard, Initiate. Follow Mimidoa. You actually really can't see, like, up there very well. Not really, anyway. But there's a giant, like, fireball of ether just looming at the very top of that lighthouse. So, or I should say a giant fireball of crystallized ether at the top of the lighthouse, which we still can't see, partially because it's foggy, but also because I think it really is just that high up. There it is. And just barely see the glow through the fog. Hey, look. Undead. If she passes near the shore, she's sure to spy the campfire and come looking. Just a matter of waiting now. Wait by the campfire. Oh, it's a duty. How about that? History repeating. Level 46. Nice. Not all of my abilities yet, but a good amount of them. By all of my abilities, I mean level 50. Because definitely not all of them at all, because up to level 90. I'm beginning to wonder if some sly bugger ain't spun us a yarn here. Quiet. Do you hear that? 'Tis her. Look! Out over the water. She's come, initiate. She's come. I mean, don't we have earplugs? How do we hear? Quick, lass, shove them plugs in your ears and get ready for a fight. As soon as she realizes you're deaf to her ditty, she'll come on her thralls, and we'll be up to our necks and corpses before you know it. Ah, we haven't put the earplugs in yet. I get it. But I guess now we have? Oh. Hither embrace, mine everything, all. True love spurred, her cruelty's reward. Can't hear anything you're saying, lady. Charm grommets. And the charm boat swing. Gotta have those grommets, you know. Cast out callous soul, desire to the dead to desire, excuse me. Heal that. Spare, mournful mistress, distress. Why? Ooh, a charmed Palmadare. That immediately died. Melody, last breath of death, the rhythm. Dost thou not to relent, regret forever alone? Oh no, I'm taking 100 damage. I love a river. One look, soul shiver. Again, how am I hearing any of this if I have earplugs in? Oh, it's the captain. Bang. Unload them. No more dark eclipse the heart. Duty is complete. Okay. I didn't have to fight her, I guess. Oddly enough. Kind of figured I'd have to actually fight her, but... am I alright? Ha! I'm better than that, initiate. Happy as a sailor in a whorehouse I am. We'll also be happy as a sailor with 2 wattets if we gutted the songstress. But you can't have everything, can you? She'll not come crooning around here again, though. Not for a while, any road. And if she does, well, we know what to do, don't we? Thanks for the help. Bugger me, I've completely forgot your name. Remind me, Cassandra? Don't recall having no initiate by that name. if you're not me old mate, or what's name, why have you been so bloody helpful? Ah, never mind. Be seeing you, lassie. Hey. Now to go speak with David. I guess the reason that we didn't fight the siren herself is because of the instance, the Pharisee instance. So, dungeon, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it was a siren, but how were you able to resist her song? I see. I have heard that Master Mimidoa was involved in the first purge, but I never actually... Having survived an ordeal like that, I can't blame him for carrying earplugs around with him. Anyway, I have something for you. The corrupted crystal you wanted, safely sealed within the pot, just as you requested. Please take it with my compliments. Hey! Now, let's take the crystal to Cena. And then probably get told that it's still not the right kind of crystal. Because I think this is like a fire crystal or something. And it's like, nope. You'll burn up your whole ship at that, right? You gotta find us like, I think it's an earth crystal. And that is a fire crystal. Hey, there it is. The fog went away. Now you can see the massive fireball of ether. There is a reason why it's all crystallized, though. So. Oh, it's you. Welcome back, Cassandra. You're looking remarkably hale, I must say. And more importantly, alive. You are alive, aren't you? Yeah. Here's the pot. Ah, conquering hero returns bearing a gift. Might I have a closer look? Impressive, very impressive indeed. Yes, I think you'll be quite pleased with the specimen. Congratulations, Cassandra. Seldom, if ever, have I encountered a corrupted crystal composed of such a volatile overabundance of fire-aspected ether. What? You want a corrupted crystal composed of ice-aspected ether to counter the effects of a raging wind? Well, this specimen won't help you there. Anyone who knows anything about the elements can tell you that. You'll just have to keep looking, I suppose. Ice. That's what it is. Ice-aspected. That we need. Cena knows where the corrupted crystal that you seek can be found. Don't fret now. I know exactly where to find a corrupted crystal comprised of ice-aspected ether. It's an associate of mine in Gridania. Sorry, my throat. My throat tickled there. An associate of mine in Gridania has been studying the effects of one such crystal on living beings. Eh? What's that expression? I thought you'd be pleased to hear this news. This is not another wild dodo chase, I assure you. And what's even better is that this time you needn't use that word pot of yours to protect yourself from the crystal's energies. Hedden's findings suggest that it is quite safe. Why, you ask? Well, let's just say that it has undergone a unique process that has rendered such precautions unnecessary. Anyway, do not let me keep you. It's been a pleasure, Cassandra. Come back and see me sometime, alright? Speak with Hedin in Gridania. Yeah, there's a lot of going back and forth in these old Realm Reborn quests. I actually know a couple of people that really like that because it gives them, extra time. It gives the game a little, extra time to, build up to things. I think it's needless filler. I don't mind filler as long as it makes sense. And, we talked to, the guy, and we're like, hey, we need, an ice aspect crystal. And then he's like, go here. Oh no, sorry, that's wind. Go here. Oh no, sorry, that's fire. Like, we knew what we were after and we told him, but yet, you know, we got sent twice to things that weren't what we were after. So, that said, I always forget that ice is the, like, weakness to wind in this game. It just feels weird, you know? I don't know. It feels weird that that would be the case, but apparently it is. I mean, I guess when you start going beyond the four main elements, you really have to start, like, thinking about it. Because, like, you know, fire is weak to water, obvious. Water is weak to wind, obvious. Wind is weak to earth. Maybe not so obvious, but it's the idea that, like, the, you know, earth kind of pulls down and forces, you know, wind. You know, wind can beat on something really hard and yet it'll stand, you know. You kind of have to think about it in terms of, like, you know, the ancient versions of the four elements. And when you're talking earth, like, you're more talking, like, wood than actual, like, ground. Just because, like, earth's weakness is fire, right? And most people would be like, well, wouldn't earth defeat fire because earth snuffs out fire? And the answer is that yes and no, because, again, earth, the element of earth, comprises anything that is not water or water, wind, and fire. So earth is a tree. Earth is the ground. Earth is a brick. You know, fire consumes wood. Wood is earth. Therefore, wood, earth, weak to fire. You know, fire burns down wood very quickly. Meanwhile, you know, if you take, you know, if you look at it in the same way, here's a tree. A powerful blast of wind, a tornado even can come. If that tree is rooted deep enough in earth, it's not going to get ripped. Unless, of course, you know, it's like an F5. But I actually wonder, like, would an EF5 tornado, you know, the strongest, like, tornadoes we've ever had, like, would those be able to destroy, like, a redwood, forest? Or would redwoods, because they're so ridiculously massive, because they've been in the earth for, you know, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years, I don't know how long. It could be millions. I don't want to say millions and be wrong, but I know at least thousands. Like, could the most powerful tornado we've ever experienced be enough to knock down, tear, etc., a redwood tree, you know? Just because, again, those are like the biggest trees that I know of. I don't know if they're the strongest, but those are the biggest. So, I don't know, leave a comment. If you're watching the VOD, leave a comment down below if you know the answer to whether or not, if you threw the biggest tornado through the biggest tornado against the biggest tree. Like, would the tornado be strong enough? You know? I'm curious. But, like, I think that's usually what people think of as, like, a strong wind can blow on a forest, and that wind will not tear up the tree. Instead, the wind will hit the trees, and then as soon as it hits the trees, it has to disperse around and slow down, and then the wind gets caught in the trees, and then it dissipates, you know? Like, I think that's mostly what people look at when they think of, like, Earth. And that was definitely what, like, Aristotle and things were, you know, that came up with the whole system, used to kind of look at, because, you know, the idea was that Earth could be burned, you know? So, and, I mean, if you think about it, anything can be burnt if it's a high enough temperature, and fire represents the idea of being the highest temperature always, right? So, like, fire can eventually scorch sand. Fire can eventually scorch dirt. You know, it melts sand into glass, for instance. It melts, you know, maybe not fire, but lava. Lava falling under this mixture of both fire and earth, you know. And so, like, lava would be an extension of fire in that regard, in which case, literally, fire melts rock, melts earth, you know. I've had this discussion with a few people before, and, like, I'm, like, trying to kind of explain it in this way, just because I remember, like, when I talked to them about this, they were like, it doesn't make any sense. Earth defeats fire because Earth snuffs out fire. And it's like, Earth can if you throw enough stuff on it. But if you take a fire and you throw wheat, you know, flour, let's say, because ground up wheat, yeah, that's why I was thinking of flour when I said wheat anyway. But, you know, you take fire, you throw wheat on it, or you throw flour on it, it's gonna burn, the flour is gonna catch fire, you know? You're not gonna smother unless you put a lot. And that's kind of like my other thought is, it's not that Earth always beats fire, it's that Earth is weak to fire. But just as, say, with Pokemon, you know, a water type can beat an electric type if the water type is strong enough to survive the hits, you know. If there's enough Earth, then Earth is going to still defeat fire. But on an even playing field, fire, you know, one fire versus one Earth, fire is always going to beat Earth. One fire to one water, water is always going to beat fire. One air to one water, wind is going to defeat water, you know, because wind pushes the water away, disperses it, splits it out, you know, tears it apart, if you will, you know. One wind to one water is going to defeat water. You know, wind is going to defeat water. So, but that's how I've always done the elemental square, diamond, however you want to call it. Is fire beats, water, fire is weak to water, water is weak to wind, wind is weak to earth, earth is weak to fire. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, greetings and salutations, Miss Sevilla. Miss Sevilla, I presume. Sienna informed me of your adventures in the airport. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Though, as Professor Lambertain is fond of saying, no action taken in the name of science is ever truly wasteful. To the matter at hand, corrupted crystals possessing the properties you seek could be found in abundance at the standing courses following the calamity. Alas, that is no longer the case, and while there is at least one suitable crystal that remains to be found within the 12's Wood, precisely where it is at any given moment is more difficult to say. Permit me to explain. You are familiar with Spriggans, yes? The furry little rascals that are wont to seek out ores and other stones. But one such creature with an infamously insatiable appetite has single-handedly devoured every corrupted crystal in 12's Wood. Fortunately for you, these crystals take an eternity to digest, assuming they can even be digested, and I am reasonably confident that one still resides within his gut. It's quite fascinating, really. My theory is that this Giggity first consumed a corrupted crystal when... you couldn't care less about all this, could you? But I do. I wish that I could. I wish I could say, no, please, tell me more, because I'd love to know. To the point, then, Giggity seldom makes his presence felt unless there's a particular fine fodder to be had, and therefore we shall require a lure, and I have precisely the sort you will find impossible to resist. Simply place this true heart. I shall save the story of the origin of its unusual name for another occasion, outside of the Spriggan's lair, and wait for the opportune moment to pounce. As for the method by which you retrieve the crystal from his gut, I shall leave that to your discretion. Giggity. The curious case of Giggity. Alright, so this is directly out here in the standing courses. Gonna be honest, the easiest way is just to teleport there, so... Also, apparently, I have had the stream active this whole time. I'm glad that it doesn't register me as a viewer, despite, unlike Twitch. Because, I can see the viewer count, and it has not factored in the fact that I was viewing my own stream. So, I don't know if Twitch still does that. Just because I know that Twitch always says you have one viewer, even when you don't. Which is super annoying, by the way. I know, Twitch isn't gonna pay any attention to a YouTuber. First off, YouTuber. Second off, somebody that has, 300 subscribers, right? So... I do remember this was an absolute pain normally, because you had to come down here, and then it's you're trying to deal with all of these level 43 Spriggans, while also trying to do this quest. It was quite a pain, not gonna lie. True Heart, this bright blood-colored ore is thought to be a symbol of loyalty and honesty. It's the Crystal Bearer! But what about Giggity? I'm surprised it isn't just named Giggity. There we go. They gave it a name. They literally did call it Giggity, so I'm surprised that it wasn't just named Giggity. It was named Crystal Bearer. Oh. Apparently I need these for the log, which is hilarious. I really need to sit down and look through my log. And actually complete stuff for it. Hey! Apparently that was the last one for that difficulty rank. Oh look, difficulty rank 4. So many things that I need to kill. I really need to go through and do this for all of the classes. Look at this. I have 1. Whoops. Other one. I have 1. I literally need 3 Apkalus for this. And then I have to do the other 2 ranks, of course. But, like, Gladiator, Lancer, Rogue, Conjurer, Arcanist. Like, I still need to do Thaumaturg, and Archer, and Marauder, and Pugilist. It's really sad. I should be able to just go straight through this gate. White Wolf Gate, yep. So this is so that new players don't accidentally wander out into the level 30 mobs. There's like a quest that you have to complete to declare that you are strong enough to handle going through the White Wolf Gate. And I couldn't remember if I did it, but apparently I did. So that's good. This way. I mean, I probably could have used... Well, no, not really, because it's up here. You say I probably could have used the Aetheryte there, but... I think it's not that big of a difference in, like, distance. Pray do not sneak up on me like that. I was engrossed in... Oh, wait, what is that? What is that god's awful smell? Mean this thing? My word, that is a breathtakingly beautiful crystal. I see my supposition was not mistaken. I also see you aren't averse to digging through Spriggan entrails for your prize. We owe our furry friend a debt of gratitude, you know. This thick coating of digestive juices is protecting us from the harmful effects of the crystal, just as the warded pot you once used did. Why so glum, friend? You finally obtained the corrupted crystal you sought, one overflowing with earth-aspected ether. Calm down, I jest. It is comprised of ice-aspected ether, worry not. I suppose that joke was in poor taste, considering your previous 2 attempts were for naught. Yes, thank you. I don't want to do a 4th. Hedon has neglected to return to you your corrupted crystal. Beg your pardon, Cassandra. I forgot to return your crystal to you. Oh, and there was a message for you from Professor Lambertaint. Something about a man named Marcus. I realize the professor misses the intellectual stimulation. Forgive me, I should have written it down. It occurs to me that I have yet to ask why you needed that crystal. You weren't planning anything nefarious, are you? It would reflect poorly on me in my research if it was used for evil ends. Ah, well, perhaps it's best I remain ignorant. I didn't become the professor's greatest pupil by filling my head with unnecessary information. Hey, and you know what? We're in Gridania, so we don't have to go anywhere. Just have to make our way back down. I guess technically it would be faster to use this, because I'm going to have to run past the Aetheryte Plaza no matter what, so... Like, even if I had ran that way, I still would have had to go here anyway, so... It's just whether the loading screen is going to be faster. And I guess it is, because I would have to go through the loading screen anyway. And so it would have taken just as long to load, so that, you know, amount of walking is separate. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. Behold, a crystal of ice-aspected ether. All repairs and modifications have been complete, Cassandra. Once you bring me that crystal, nothing will stand between us and Garuda. You mean this crystal? You would not believe the things I went through to get this. I need to run some tests to be sure. This looks to be exactly what we need. Worry not, Cassandra. I'll see that your hard work doesn't go to waste. Good. I went through a lot of pain for that. The Enterprise is already more than a common airship. Mark my words, soon it will become something greater, something extraordinary. This is me. This is what I was born to do. Better late than never. Pum, 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 pum. All right. Onward we go. Lady of the Vortex. With Sid's modifications now installed, the Enterprise is finally ready to make the journey to the Howling Eye. According to my test, the device is now functioning in perfect harmony with the crystal, meaning we can leave whenever you're ready. But you must understand, tests can only tell one so much. Until we approach the Howling Eye, until we attempt to breach the barrier itself, I cannot be sure that this will work. I think it is only fair to tell you that there is a small, but statistically significant chance that the crystal could trigger a massive... maybe it is better that we remain positive. Cassandra, I want to thank you for reuniting me with my ship, for trusting in me to develop this plan, for everything. It helped me to discover a part of myself I'd forgotten. I'm not the man I once was, and I do not know if I ever shall be, but I do know one thing. This feels right. My apologies for the sudden outpouring of sentiment. I would have waited until after the mission, but, well, you understand. Alright.
There. She's ready.
Let's do this.
Ah, she stirs.
We're ready to go.
To Kurthus, and an audience with the Harpy Queen Garuda. Enterprise, engage.
I had to give that reference. Enterprise, engage. Hey! This is the one time we see him without the goggles.
I once flew in this airship, and I was not alone. There were adventurers on board. Adventurers like you.
Also, I think this might be the first time we see the Garleans.
How long have I worn these damn goggles?
I think this might be the first time in the game so far that you see that the Garleans have that, like, third eye thing at the top of their head.
Yes, I fancied myself a trendsetter in my younger days.
Young Sid. Babby Sid.
The young prodigy, admired by all. Exactly like his father.
Midas non-Garland.
Born and raised in Garlemald.
Sorry for all the sniffling.
It was only natural that the precocious young student should become an engineer. Had his father not done the same?
Really wish I knew what I could do to fix that, but this seems like a permanent issue I have.
Father, when did we stop seeing eye to eye?
Midas non-Garland.
When did Meteor become your everything, and your loved ones cease to matter?
Meteor. Still for semi-young Sid.
You abandoned us all, but he was there for me, Father. There for me when you were not.
Uh-oh.
Though he proved no better in the end. Gaius was just another man, with an all-consuming obsession. And so I ran, left the Empire behind and came to Eorzea, where I built the ironworks.
Hey look, it's us. Wait a minute. Why is it us?
Ah yes, it was then that I first donned these goggles. Eorzea opened my eyes. It was home to so many manner of people, each with their own hopes and dreams. People worth saving, and so I fought beside them. I wanted to prove that my knowledge could serve a nobler purpose. I wanted to prove that there was another way. And it all began that day when I found my new home. I had forgotten how wonderful it was. The wind in your hair, the endless sky. That light. It was you, wasn't it? It's surprising how few people know this, but all pure-blood Garleans have a third eye. Perhaps mine helped me recognize you, or perhaps it was just a lucky guess. The Enterprise was made for this. To carry Eorzea's protectors into battle. I am proud to be able to call her my own.
Sid, what exactly do you remember?
Excuse me, sorry.
Alphinaud, my boy. Sorry to have been such a burden. I remember everything. My name, my people, and my purpose. Everything. Come, it would be rude to keep Garuda waiting.
Japanese voices are so much better. Here we go. Garuda. The Howling Eye. All our efforts, all our travails, all of it was for this. Make ready, Cassandra, for the end is nigh, be it hers or our own. Howling Eye is now accessible. Alright. So, I could enter this with a party of NPCs. Which, I really don't want to. Like, at all. Let's see if, there's always people doing leveling Q, right? Let's see if we can't get into... What is Howling Eye? Is that actually in Trials? Yes. Even though it's only a 4-person trial, it is in Trials. Interesting. Yeah. And also it is in the leveling queue despite being a trial, so now I have no idea if we'll get in a couple minutes, in 20 minutes, if it'll be instant. Obviously it's not instant. But this might be another good chance to go Sage. And mess around with that. I am going to give it like a minute or two. Probably 2 to 3 minutes like last time. And if nothing pops up, I'll try Sage again and see if it becomes, instant. I mean, on one hand, one of the nice things is that all of Rome Reborn does have all the required instances anyway. They do have the trust, duty support, whatever you want to call it, that I think starts in Shadowbringers, from what I understand. I have not gotten to the first of the Shadowbringers dungeons yet, so I have not actually seen the start of the whole like duty support trust thing. It definitely is a nice way to get into dungeons and do them quickly, so you don't have to sit here like this and wait. It's definitely good for a first time run through, but I really prefer just doing dungeons with people. And I know that like this is definitely a helpful feature. It really does. It can help to get through the dungeons and the story a little faster, because again, you're not sitting here waiting for whenever it pings, right? But you also lack the ability to like learn the instance like properly. Like when you're doing an instance with other people, they'll tell you like, hey, you know, like if you mess up, they'll usually be like, hey, by the way, you know, here's something to, you know, make sure you realize, you know, you need to do. And you don't get that with the duty support system. In fact, my boyfriend didn't understand a mechanic that they teach you in, I think it's Castrum Meridianum. But because nothing taught him that, you know, when he was doing Castrum, and then nothing taught him that when he did Praetorium, when he did the Ultima weapon, he ended up not understanding the mechanic and dying multiple times to the stack mechanic. And he was like, how do I, like, avoid this, like, one-shot mechanic? And I had to, like, explain, you have to stack, you know, step up to one of the other people in the group. You know, as long as there's at least one other person, then, you know, you won't take the full damage. We ended up just running Ultima. You know, I ended up just running him through Ultima. Just because I was like, you know, I like the new Ultima fight, just to be clear. I think it is fantastic, honestly. Really? Huh. Not even an instant, not even healer instant. Oh, there it is, never mind. They say if this goes 3 minutes, then I'll do the trust. But nope, there we go. Again, I don't fully understand Sage, but this should be fine. Just because it's a low level. And it's freaking, you know, one enemy, so. Who dares intrude upon my sanctuary? Your insolence shall not go unpunished, landwalkers. Oh, I actually really like how that sounds. 12 preserves, she's huge. As I live and breathe. Over there, look. Emoja and Kobold prisoners. But why would the Exol bring them here? I suppose she did laugh herself. Wherefore come you hither, foolish mortals? Garuda, we are come to put an end to your reign of terror. Hear you this blasphemy, my children. These landwalkers would bring me low. You who are bound to crawl upon the earth shall revere me, for I am the wind. Did we not take to the skies and slip your defenses? We are bound by nothing, Garuda. You think your playthings give you strength? They will not help you here, Landwalker. This is my realm, where none can challenge my supremacy. Struggle though you may, I shall slake the root with your blood and festoon the canopy with your entrails. Scrack! Slay the unfeathered ones we shall, as an offering to Garuda they will serve. Leave the Ixal to us, Cassandra. We will keep them distracted while you deal with her. Do not fail, Cassandra. Remember, you fight for the Scions, for Eorzea. The worm would die by my own hand. Come then, I shall grant you that which you seek. I hate her buggy eyes. Ugh. I hate everything about her design. Which is exactly what I love about her design, is that I hate it so much. Like, I love that she is disturbing looking. It's so cool. Ow! I knew I needed to be behind that. I'm going, does she not do the thing? She does the thing. I knew she did the thing. Not what I meant to do. I guess it works. So I now have Dracul, however you say it. And it's actually a really good move. Yay! I love this music, even if it's not, like, even if it's pretty plain, like, unlike most FF14 music, it has no lyrics or anything. But even so, it's still really good. So, go ahead and barrier everybody. There's a pocket of calm within the storm. Very important mechanic to memorize. That said, she has like 2 extra phases in the hard. She has like 1 extra phase in hard mode and 1 more in extreme. No! 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 What? How in the hells? This is my realm. You have no hope here. None. None. Do you truly believe you could defy a god, landwalkers? Oh God, this part, oh boy, this is gonna be fun. My power is limitless, my children legion, and they have rendered unto me a wealth of crystals. Their gifts sustain me, Their faith empowers me. None save my children will escape the reckoning, mortals, and those who would use my crystals to waken the rest shall realize the folly of their faith. Then all shall worship none but me, the one true God. Of course, worship. As long as the XIV keep praying, she will never fail. Fall, rather. Then let's stop them. Ugh. No harm will come to you, my children. I'm sorry, but I'm not doing the laugh. I'm not doing it. Come on. There we go. This is only the beginning, landwalkers. All who oppose me shall suffer for their defiance. Soon, the worms of the forest shall receive my judgment. The desert vermin next. Their walls of stone will not shield them from the tempest. And then will I take vengeance on the sea lice. Their wooden boats cannot outrun the wind. Tremble, mortals, for I shall visit you all in time, and all shall be mine. All mine. You, landwalker, you who dared to raise your hand against me, you shall be the first to pay for your sins, not with your death, but with your life. You will serve me, landwalker, to your last breath. Sorry, No, I claimed you should be mine! Sorry, but I have the echo. I am immune to your power. A wind crystal. And that's it. That's our 6th and final crystal. We now have a crystal of light for every element. We are now attuned to all 6 elements. Nice. What are you? Whoopsies. I pushed the wrong button on accident. What are you? What have you done to me? No mortal should possess such power. This is impossible. Also, everybody left quite a while ago, but no surprise there. All right. Long last, we have defeated Garuda, right? Right?
Why do you not tremble at my might? Why do you not beg for mercy? Why do you not die?
See, she did have some kind of a weird reverb to her voice, so it almost works.
We've done it.
Impossible it is! Kill you all! Is that all?
Uh-oh.
O Lady of the Vortex, O mighty Garuda. Of all primals, the most terrible, I say again, is that all?
Uh-oh.
Gaius!
Gaius.
Ah, Sid, my boy, you look well. For one who has forsaken kin and country, I wonder what else you will forsake before the day is done.
What?
What exactly did you hope to accomplish here this day? Well, I shall accomplish far more.
Oh my.
Is that all? Is that all? Insolent mortal! I shall make you suffer! That foul stench! I see now. She has touched you! Very well.
Seven hells, does she still mean to fight?
Our Lord of the Inferno, Almighty Ifrit, grant us succor in our hour of need.
Save us, Titan, Lord of Crags! It hurts us so! The pain! The pain!
The pain!
What is she? 12 preserve. She cannot mean to.
But she does mean to. She does mean to indeed. Hi, Ifrit. Now we get to fight all three primals.
No. No, this is all wrong.
Stop gawping, boy. We must run.
Surrender yourselves unto me. I would feast upon your ether. None shall stand against the wind.
What that?
Bear witness to the glory of the Empire.
Uh-oh. Boom. Ooh. It just absorbed Ifrit. And in one fell swoop, also Titan.
It is you who will suffer, Garuda.
Even Garuda's terrified of it.
Ancient Alec had ways of dealing with your kind. Now, look on their ultimate weapon, Icon, and despair.
Icon. Not how I would have said it.
No! No! No!
He just bit her head off.
Magnificent. It exceeds all expectation.
Well then. So much for them.
With each primal it consumes, it grows more powerful. A marvel, is it not?
Such is the fate of those who oppose the Empire. There will be no warriors of light to save you this time. If your leaders are as wise as they are reported, they will surrender.
Oh boy.
Your skills are impressive, but they will not be enough.
What? I can't hear you from all the way over here.
12, have mercy. What chance have we against such an ungodly creation? And who was that armored devil?
That was Gaius van Balsar, legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion and supreme commander of the Garlean invasion force in Eorzea.
Of course. The Black Wolf. How could I not realize? Grandfather mentions him in his journal.
I was never so naive as to think the man would abandon his ambitions. But these developments are beyond my worst expectations. What have you been doing these past 5 years? How could something of this magnitude have escaped the Alliance's attention?
We heard no whispers, saw no signs. In the wake of the calamity, the Empire seized land and built outposts, but that was the extent of their aggression.
Damn it, Gaius. Where in the seven hells did you find that thing?
It has been a day of unexpected developments, but the fact remains, Garuda is no longer a threat.
So to speak.
While I take no comfort in the manner of her downfall, it does mean that we may safely put the matter of the primals to one side. For the time being, at least.
For the time being.
Which just leaves the matter of Gaius's new toy.
Indeed. That weapon poses the greatest threat to Eorzea. It must be destroyed. But first, we must needs find out all we can. Let us make for Vesper Bay. We shall rebuild the Scions. All is not yet lost, my friend, for we bear the light, and shall surely lead our people from the darkness.
And now we get into some of the really cool stuff. The end of Realm Reborn. And I think all of this stuff is really cool. So, well, that was an experience I'd rather not have again. Something has been troubling me, Cassandra. Shortly before the Black Wolf took center stage, when Garuda attempted to claim you as her own, I could have sworn I saw... but I'm sure I was mistaken. In times of great stress, the evidence of the eye is apt to misread by even the most intriguing mind. Forget I mentioned it. Turning to the subject of our earlier discussion, we may consider the matter of the primals closed until further notice. No beast tribe will dare summon their god so long as that weapon exists. Truly a more effective deterrent I could not imagine. It also seems a shame to plot its destruction. It almost seems a shame, rather. Alphanau is ready to return to the Waking Sands. It is past time that we return to the Waking Sands. To leave our headquarters in disrepair any longer would be to dishonor the memory of those who fell there. We have been brought to our knees, but we will rest, rebuild, and rise once more. Where are we right now exactly? Oh, I think we're in Uldar. That's fine. We don't need to be here, though. Instead, let's head on over to Horizon so that we can go to Vesper Bay. As much as I wish they would add an aetheryte to Vesper Bay, unfortunately, there is a plot reason for why there's no aetheryte in Vesper Bay. So, I think that if you do the quests here in Vesper Bay, one of the NPCs mentioned something about, like, the monetarists of Uldar, like, are basically preventing Vesper Bay from getting its own aetheryte. So, tell me, Cassandra, does aught here strike you as odd? I see signs of recent habitation. Could it be that we have trespassers? Mayhap it's just my imagination. Come, let us proceed into the solar. Is this where we meet Monberta? Wait. Or is this... Ah! Who goes there? Yida! Oh no, Yida, is that any way to greet a friend? Helfino, Cassandra! Hi, Yida! I can't wait for Stormblood, because she's so much cooler in Stormblood. Sid, wait, is this a dream? Not that I'm aware of. It's been a while, Yida. Aw, I don't believe it. I was sure you'd been. This place has seen better days. You know, I wasn't actually here when, I was still in talks at the Adder's Nest. The first I knew about it was when I came back and I saw... Yida. The church had taken care of the bodies, but that still left the stains. It was hard to know where to start. If Yustola hadn't been here to help me. Oh, Yustola is here too. Yes, but she's not here right now. She's gone to Uldar to meet a man who might know what happened to the others. Papalimo and Minfilia weren't among the dead, according to the church. Yustola thinks they were taken somewhere. Nor was Urianger, not that they'll mention that. Upon the orders of the Black Wolf, no doubt. Why would he want them? Because they possess something he desires. Knowledge of another power that can be brought to bear against the primals. One that Gaius has yet to harness. The Echo. Gaius will be aware of its existence, as well as the immunity it grants the gifted to the primal's influence. Powerful though his allied weapon may be, he would doubtless desire such protection. He means to use Minfilia to gain an understanding of the Echo, none of which explains how the Empire came to know the location of the Waking Sands in the first place. No matter. The Empire has shown its hand, and now we must act. It is up to us to rebuild the Scions and save Eorzea. Can I count on you, Yida? What? Oh, yes, of course. Whatever you need. We can discuss our next move upon Ystola's return. For now, I say we rest. Maybe turn on some lights? It's pitch dark in here, people. Oh.
Hear, feel, think.
Oh. It's the crystal. Hi, Heidelin.
Bringer of light, brave gatherer of the crystals, thy soul burneth bright.
Wow! That burned my eyes for a second.
I am Heidelin, all made one.
That was really bright.
Hearken unto me now, for the darkness doth begin to spread. Wear thee the bearer of the crimson brand, for he is the avatar of shadow, whom death attendeth always. The crystals shall be thy salvation, thy blade and shield both. Steel thyself, for at the appointed hour thou shalt stare into the heart of darkness. Go with caution, my child, but fear not, for I am ever with thee.
Huh? Yustola! Yustola! Cassandra, I see you and Elfino are safe, and Sid. That's right. And we five should meet each other, thus defies simple explanation. It is as if the benevolent hand of Master Louis Soir guides us still. He would not see us undone so easily. Not now, when the need is so great. Seriously, can we turn on a light in here, though? I know where Menphilia and the others are being held. Where? An Imperial stronghold in the heart of Mordona, Castrum Sentry. Surprisingly, not a dungeon. Bum ba dum bum. Seriously though, can we turn on a light in here? It's pitch dark. Like, light some lamps, please. Stola wishes to discuss the fate of the prisoners being held at Castrum Sentry. The rescue of our allies will be no small undertaking, Cassandra. Even under normal circumstances, breaching the defenses of an Imperial castrum would be a highly dangerous proposition. But now that Castrum Sentry houses prisoners whom the Garleans deem valuable, we may be confident that they have taken additional measures to ensure the stronghold's security. If we are to free our friends, we will require an effective strategy, and if we are to formulate an effective strategy, we will require intelligence. I believe I know a man who may be able to assist us in this. Lord Portelaine of House Durndare. He is stationed at the observatorium in Kurthus. Let us go to him and beseech his aid. Off to Kurthus. Off to Kurthus we go. How long have we been going for? 2.5 hours? Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. I think the last one was like 3 hours or so as well. So I might actually go ahead and end the stream around 4, maybe 4:30. Because I would like to have, you know, Praetorium and all that be its own, like, separate, like, Castrum and Praetorium and all that. I'd like all that to be, is it up here? Is the guy that's up here, or is it, no, that's Fort Lamont. Right. Whee! It's the guy that's down here. Here? Yes. Portelaine. Lois Gryffindor. Alright. Cassandra. The woman who unmasked the heretic in our midst. To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? I don't remember the voice I gave this guy. Or an associate of your Stola? But of course, Lord Drillmont confided to me that you were a scion of the Seventh Dawn. I don't remember the voice I gave him, so this'll do. Castrum Sentry. What interest have you all in the Imperials? They hold several of our number, whom we intend to free. Any information you can provide would be greatly appreciated. I see. That might explain our scout's reports. They observed 4 prisoners being led into the castrum, a Huron woman, an Alazan male, and 2 Lalafels, 1 male, 1 female. It's them. It has to be. Minfilia, Oriange, Papalimo, and Tateru. If that scant morsel is of use to you, you may also be interested to hear about a more recent incident. An Imperial airship made an emergency landing here in Kurthus not long ago. 2 men believed to be prisoners, a Rogadin and a Lalafell, were seen fleeing the craft. What did you say? A Rogadin and a Lalafell, Master Garland. Neither wore Imperial dress, and both seemed disinclined to wait for rescue, hence our assumption that they were prisoners. Well, I'll be damned. It's Biggs and Wedge. Trust those 2 rascals to escape. We must find them, Cassandra, and soon. The Imperials will not rest until they are captured or killed, and if Biggs were given the choice, I fear he'd take the latter. Freeing those held in Castrum Sentry will require substantial planning and preparation. As such, it is an endeavor that will admit some slight delay. The matter of the escapees, by contrast, will not. Shortly after the prisoners vacated the airship, our scouts observed Imperial troops setting off in pursuit. It's likely only a matter of time before they catch them. If you wish to see your comrades again, you had best act now. If, as has been suggested, the Garleans took our fellow scions prisoner in hopes of understanding the echo, it seems reasonable to assume that they will not be executed until such time as the study is complete. But Biggs and Wedge are not scions, nor do they know aught of the echo. As Lord Portelaine said, this may prove our only chance to rescue them. I say we seize it. Thank you, everyone. You won't regret this. Meanwhile, elsewhere? Maybe? Yep. Meanwhile, in Castra Meridianum, or is this Sentry? No, this is definitely Meridianum. This is 100% Meridianum. Oh, of course. This part's not voiced for reasons unknown. Just because there's random parts that aren't voiced when it seems like it really should be. I think it's just because, like, it was, you know, done in such a rush. Like, they still have all these voice actors. I wish they would add voicing to some of these, like, earlier sections. It would make things much nicer. Final preparations are almost complete, my lord. There stands the culmination of 5 long years of painstaking work, but all our efforts will be vindicated when the Emperor's vision becomes reality. At last, we have the power to purge this land of its false gods. We shall give the ignorant children of Eorzea the security and stability they so desperately crave, and which their spineless leaders so palpably fail to provide. As you say, my lord, rest assured, our engineers will not rest until the weapon is fully armed and operational. Rithaten, you depart for Castrum Ocidens at midnight. You will command the western front in Vilbrand. The Eorzeans will attempt to interfere with our plans. You will see that they do not. My lord, if this be your will, I shall carry it out to the best of my ability. I live only to serve the Empire. Yet, forgive my impudence, but it is proper to give command of half of our forces to a... I have given you nothing, Praefectus. You have earned it. That will be all. Dismissed. Yes, my lord. Rip for Rithaten. My quarters. 1 hour. I don't know, you'll have to tell me what you all think about the Garlean mask voice. There's unfortunately only so much I can do unless I want to make, like, separate voices. Hello. Like, there's only so much I can actually do with just, like, manipulating my own voice. Unless I want to make, like, separate voices for each Garlean. But I feel like that would be pointless. Also, I don't even know where to even start. Because I have no idea, like, how to do something like that in here. So, hello, Alicia. Alicia Gunther, huh? I don't feel like I immediately recognize that name, but... If you are somebody I know, then awesome. Lord Portelaine would like to aid in your search for Biggs and Wedge. My purpose here is to reconnoiter Garlean activity along Abelathia's Spire. Spine. Abelathia's spine. Owing to this, I have the honor of being acquainted with your stola. Now, the report of the Imperial... I love Alpha down there. Now, the report of the Imperial airship's emergency landing came to us by way of the Mail Darkhold, situated to the west. Oh! Is that actually a plot dungeon? A man stationed at the entrance, a knight named Bristlet, may be able to tell you more. So as to expedite your mission, I shall furnish you with a letter of introduction. Pray that you will soon be reunited with your comrades. May the Fury grant you strength. Don't know if you're on that character or a different one. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I probably recognize, like, your Discord name without too much difficulty. But, yeah, I don't recognize the name Alicia Gunther. So, my apologies for not immediately knowing who you are, so... Oh, your Discord name is just Gonzi? Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Got it. Okay, yeah. Yep. I realize who you are now. So, okay. I didn't even realize, like, I forgot that, you know, that was literally your name in the channel. I go peek. Cute. Let's see. Bristlet. You stand before the Mail Darkhold, subterranean fortress excavated by the greatest guardian house of the same name. None but authorized personnel may enter. Have a letter to you. A letter from Lord Portelaine. So, you have come about the Imperial airship. According to our scouts, the vessel had scarce touched the ground when a pair of men, captive by all accounts, burst forth and bolted. Imperial soldiers have since been sighted in the area, seeking to recapture them. What? The captives are like to be your friends, you say? And let us pray that they are yet a step ahead of their pursuers. An emergency landing reportedly took place near the Orem Vale, situated south and west of here. I suggest you take your search there. Seek out a knight named Piermans. He should be able to assist you. Okay. So no, the Mail Darkhold is not a story quest. Or a story dungeon. Yeah. The Mail doesn't even have a duty finder, so nope, it is not. I don't think Orem Vale is either. If I remember right, the next dungeon is Castrum Meridianum. So, I don't think either Orem Vale or Zemail Darkhold are story-based. So, Gonzi says optional dungeons. Yes. So, there we go. Castrum is the Badstrom. I mean, I kind of like I kind of like Castrum and Praetorium. At least now that, you know, ever since the change anyway. So the Imperial airship, I saw it approach to land with mine own 2 eyes. It hastens to the landing site, arriving just in time to see the vessel take to the skies again, but not before it had deployed a detachment of troops. A detachment, rather. Gruff orders were being barked, and there was an air of consternation about them. Always preferred prey. Honestly, I kind of wish that, I kind of wish that you could skip the cutscenes in Praetorium and Castrum. Just because, like, Praetorium is a good dungeon. It's the amount of cutscenes in the dungeon that is a little overwhelming, honestly. I still say that what they should have done was turned Castrum, Praetorium, and Ultima Weapon into a set of raids. Like, turn each of the bosses that's in Castrum into, like, the first, the first, like, 4, raids. And then you have Praetorium, which is the next 4 raids. And then you also have Ultima as, like, the final one. Then they could have kept it as 8 people, but also they could have added that then to the normal dungeon, like, roulette. And, like, you could have just done, like, the raids. And since at the start of each raid, you know, if there's a cutscene, people can't, like, jump in. You know, like, because, you know, because of the fact that, you know, but, you know, because, like, everybody's locked until then, then, like, that would let you do that. And, yeah, I understand that no other main scenario has a raid, but no other main scenario has an 8-man dungeon either. So, which admittedly is probably one reason they turned it into a 4-man dungeon, but it was an 8-man dungeon. I'm just thinking of ways that they could have, like, kept it 8-man, made it still fun, you know, continued to set it up in a way that, you know, cutscenes are still available for new players, but also, and I do realize that it does remove the MSQ, but also, who does MSQ roulette other than people wanting the giant, like, 500 tomes, you know? And the only reason the MSQ exists is because at the very end of Stormblood, they added that. So, like, essentially, there was one expansion that had MSQ, you know? So, it's something that could be removed without hurting, you know, a lot, you know? And I'm going to be honest, as somebody who has leveled nearly every class to level 70 at this point, and ran, like, the roulettes and stuff to get the tomes, you run out of reason to buy tomes to, like, run any of the roulettes very quickly. Knocking out that additional 500 a day would immediately make it better. Like, way better. Because right now you can do, like, 2 days worth of roulettes, and you're at 2,000 tomes, and 2,000 tomes is enough to gear up an entire class. Like, I am running out of reason to spend tomes, you know? I can't imagine what it's like at level 90. Like, I think that removing MSQ would actually benefit the game by a lot. So, Sir Piermans wants to share with you what he knows of the 2 fugitives. They were prisoners aboard the airship, it seems, and they seized the opportunity to flee when the vessel was forced to land. The Garleans who were deployed formed search parties and proceeded to scour the wilderness. In order to alert our forces, I returned to my post. To find evidence that someone had been there in my absence, whoever they were, they tried the door to no avail and decided to go elsewhere. In all, I marked 2 sets of footprints, one large and one small. If you search the area, mayhap you'll be able to follow the prints to their owners. I mean, it's almost 4 o'clock for me, so... And while I don't want to... Like, I don't want to... Like... I don't want to... Ignore is not the right word, but... Like, while I don't want to invalidate your opinion, because your opinion is valid, and, you know, because it's an opinion, you know, my opinion, your opinion, you know, it's still an opinion, it's not fact. Like, while I don't want to invalidate your opinion, I also think, and yeah, you know, as you did say, it is 2 in the morning. Personally, I'm used to that. I will be up for another 2 hours, regardless of what I do with the stream. But like, it's entirely possible that the idea, oh, you know, you're removing this roulette and thus removing 500 tomes a day from the pool, right? Like, that could, the thing that makes you think that that's not good may legitimately just be the fact that now it's going to be more work, you know? So, did I not just say, let's move on? Yeah. I don't do good with, like, if somebody says something, and then I, like, you know, challenge it, and it's like, well, I don't have a response to that right now. I'm like, it's hard for me to drop subjects, is what I'm trying to say. You know? Like, nothing against you personally, trust me. It's a me thing. It's very hard for me to drop subjects. So... More footprints. These footprints are all right next to each other. Like, it takes no time to walk in between them. It's kind of annoying. Like, let me just go, game. Hey, there's somebody under the bridge here. There he is. I'm like, well, I saw the marker. This is so cold. I want to go home. Hey, Wedge. Ah, please don't eat me. I'm not nearly as succulent as I look. It's all skin and bones underneath, I swear. I'm just going to say this before I continue, which is, Wedge has had 0 spoken dialogue that I can recall until Shadowbringers. You know, he's never had a voiced line that I can recall until Shadowbringers. The voice that came out of Wedge's mouth in Shadowbringers, I immediately went, I hate it. And this is the Japanese version I'm talking about, because I play it in Japanese. I'm just doing English for the recording. The first, like, as soon as he had, like, a voice line, because, like, I imagined Wedge, like, he's like this is his voice. But Wedge's voice is actually something like this. I'm like, what the frick? Like, what? I was, excuse me? Like, it made me do a double take. I was like, what the heck? Okay, seriously, he sounds something like this. I really don't like that at all. Also, I can't do that voice for more than, like, that long. Like, he sounds horrible. Or at least, he doesn't sound like what I imagined. I assume he has more voice lines, considering I don't think they would hire a voice actor to do one line. But, well, excuse me, he did like 3. But still, it's like, his voice is like this. I'm like, what the frick is, what? How is that Wedge's voice? What? Cassandra, it's you. Thank goodness you're here. It's been awful. The Garleans were snapping at our heels like a hungry pack of wolves. I was so hell-bent on evading them, I almost ran headlong into a monster's gaping maw. Thrice! When I finally found cover, it hit me how cold and hungry I was. Where's Wedge? Or where's Biggs? Biggs? He isn't here. He went off in a different direction to lure our pursuers away. It's me, Sid. Have you had any success? Well, I found Wedge. Back down Wedge. That's wonderful news. Now, what of Biggs? Not entirely sure yet. I see. Well, it hardly surprises me that the big fellow went off as he did. For all the tongue lashings he gives Wedge, he's always taken care of him. I've scoured the area surrounding the Darkhold, but have nothing to show for it. At any rate, we know for a fact that Biggs headed west. With both Yida and Yestola helping out, I'm sure he'll turn up soon. Now then, I'll make my way over to your position while keeping an eye out for Biggs. If memory serves, there should be an Ishgardian fortification not far to your west. Monument Tower, I believe it's called. Let us meet there. Dare I hope? Was that Master Carlin you spoke with? After 5 long years, thank goodness he's alive. I'm feeling better now, Cassandra. Let's go to Monument Tower and wait for the chief to arrive. Also, apparently Biggs, like, I thought the whole Biggs and Wedge thing was, like, a Star Wars reference. But apparently, like, Biggs and Wedge have always been, like, every Final Fantasy, there's always a Sid, and there's always a Biggs and Wedge and a Jesse. They, like, all work with him. I had no idea. I thought it was a fun, just little, like, Star Wars reference. You know, Biggs and Wedge from, you know, the first Star Wars movie. A New Hope? Yeah. I think that's what it's called. I just offended, like, 1,000 people just by saying, what was the name of that Star Wars movie? Like, I probably just offended a whole bunch of people by being like, what was the name of Star Wars? What was the name of that movie? I don't care. Look, Star Wars, it's fine. That's it. That's all I have to say on it. It's fine. Well, Metzen, welcome, adventurer. What brings you into this frozen corner of the realm? Oh, it would seem your companion has caught a chill. Come and warm yourself by the fire. I'll bring you a hot broth. How are we feeling now? Stay here as long as you need. Same goes for you, friend. Just plain you have a hard journey ahead of you. You must find rest when you can. Footprints in the snow. Alright. Wedge is gravely concerned for his missing companion. Good grief, we're still level 44. I'm fine now, thanks to you. But I can't bear to think that Biggs is still all alone in the cold, with Garleans on his heels. He lured the enemy away for my sake, and now he's suffering for it. I hate to have to rely on you again, Cassandra, but do you think you could search for Biggs? I haven't the slightest notion where he might be at the moment, but maybe, just maybe, the people here have seen something. Oh, let me just talk to Abeli again. Alrighty. The Rogadin gentleman dressed in the same manner as your companion? I'm sorry, but he did not come by here. Let me think a moment. I would not raise your hopes unduly, but there is a cave situated a short distance to the south. We call it the Fury's Gaze, and it may be worth the while to investigate. I make the suggestion only because your friend seems like a selfless sort. Rather than drawing the enemy to this tower, mayhap you elected to pass by. Talk to the denizens of the tower. The whole one denizen. The whole one person that's here. Sorry, I've never noticed this castrum here. And I'm wondering if that's West Wind. Or not. Like, I'm wondering if that is... I mean, that would be across the ocean in Lanasia, wouldn't it? Yeah. So that... I really feel like that can't be West Wind. Because that castrum is somewhere in Lanasia. I can recognize it by its shape on the map, but I don't immediately... Or no, is that in Thonalon? Maybe that's why I couldn't find it. Oh yeah. Right, it's right here. So that is in Thonalon. And I am looking southern-ish. Down here. So, is that meant to be Cape Westwind? Castrum Marinum? Is that actually Castrum Marinum? It looks like Castrum Marinum. What with this and that. But this should be on the other side of Castrum Marinum. Is that a castrum we've never seen before? Like, have we never been to that castrum, I wonder? I mean, unless it is Marinum, and I don't know. Castrum Marinum is the only one that I know that looks like that, though. I mean, maybe it's just some part of Eorzea that we haven't, like, gone to, but... Oh my gosh. I am completely missing this cave. Because the cave is right here. The Fury's Gaze, full of plasmoids. Well, at least they're all, you know, neutral mobs. For, you know, anybody who's coming here at level 44. Because these guys are all level 48. Revenants. Well, those don't seem to be bigs. Unless he turned into a Revenant. Is that a thing in Final Fantasy? Turning into a Revenant? Like, I don't know what Revenants are in, like, Final Fantasy lore. Like, are they, like, spirits? Like they normally are? Cassandra, if you're able to learn anything, not in this area? Well, that stands to reason, I suppose. Seeing as he was trying to lure the Garleans away from me. But where within this vast sea of snow and ice could he be? Where could he be? Wedge is determined to find Biggs. Notorious Biggs. Can't give up, Cassandra. We must find Biggs before he succumbs to the cold, or is recaptured. There must be someone in this tower who can help us, even if it's only to tell us where else to look. Ask them for me. Ask anyone who will listen, and hurry. Big chances of survival grow slimmer by the moment. The whole, like, one other person that's in this tower. That's all the way up here. Hey, there's actually 2 people here. But also, way the heck up here. That's where I need to go. What the... Where am I? Oh. Apparently I went through and then kept going up. I expected that that was the roof. I didn't expect that it was like this, so... Also, there's another 4 people up here. So, hey, there are actually more than just one, apparently. Friend is lost in the wilderness, you say? If he's not to be found around here or in the vicinity of the Darkhold, it is possible he made for Whitebrim. To reach it, one must travel through Danafin Pass, the southern end of which lies to the north and east of here. While I make no guarantee that your search will bear fruit, it is surely better than worrying in idleness. I wish you luck. Oh, and one more thing. Do tread warily when climbing the stairs here. Not a moon ago, I near broke my neck when I slipped and took a tumble. Yes, because unlike the other towers, where there's usually some level of platforms, this one is straight down only. But we're actually going to go up, because it should open up to the outside at the top. And hey, there's a whole nother 1 person up here. There is nobody here. It's okay, though. We can just, you know, jump down from here, and we'll be totally fine, right? Right? See? Told you we'd be fine. I know. Flying mount going straight down doesn't count as jumping. But nah, I absolutely would be dead if I tried to just jump. Oh, hi, Yostola. And Yida. Notorious Biggs, level 48. Ooh, okay. We're getting close to level 50. Getting close to level 50. Soon we'll have all of our abilities and the duties. Our orders are to take you back, dead or alive. Which will it be, engineer? Why don't you come and find out, Tinhead? Whoa. Everything had to load in for a second. Ah, Cassandra, it is well that you are here. The situation is grave. Biggs is in a bad way. We need to do something right now. Hida has the right of it. He will perish if we delay. With me. I can handle all of this myself, honestly. He's not alone. Kill them all. He was alone. He just isn't now. Hold your ground. Reinforcements are coming. More the merrier. I'll pound you all into your next Umbral era. And gods, destroy them. Either less provoking and more pummeling if you would be so kind. Sandra, stay close to Biggs. You say stay close to Biggs. He's the one that ran off. You know what? Let me just pop some Defiance so that I can pull some aggro. This is why I am the tank. You really need to just pull all of the aggro from Biggs here. Oh, I guess I did. How many are there? This is actually a really hard fight normally. More than are conducive to merriment. Next time, Nita, have a care of what you wish for. This is the last of them. How do you know? This is actually normally a really hard fight. I'm just, you know, at the maximum level. So, easy fight when you're, you know, level 48. That one, like, that really, I feel like should be synced to, like, level 46, but still. My thanks. Another moment, and I would have... Ugh. He's been too long in the cold. We must find shelter for him. There's a watchtower just to the south here. Monument Tower, you say? Very well. You and I shall bear him there with all haste. Sid will be so happy to see Biggs and Wedge again. Oh, I love reunions. I have no idea what she sounds like in the English version. I just know her Japanese voice, which I cannot do. And I 100% love everything about her. Especially in Stormblood. I haven't gotten beyond Stormblood, so I can't tell you anything about that. But I love everything about her in Stormblood. She is seriously my favorite Stormblood character. Aside from maybe Gasetsu. Gasetsu is pretty cool too. In Japanese. I don't know about English. We'll find out. I can't thank you enough, Cassandra. And the same goes for the rest of you. Thank you all so much. Oh, don't mention it. We are a family, are we not? Well, yes, it's just, I didn't think I'd ever see him again. I owe the lot of you my life. And you saved Wedges too, Cassandra. Losing count of how many I owe you. Ugh! Biggs! Wedge! Gods, it's good to see the two of you again. Chief, it's you, it's really you. In our... Oh wait, did I get that? No, I got that right. In our hearts, we knew you were still alive, but to finally see you in the flesh... When Elfino told me of the raid on the Waking Sands, I feared the worst. What happened? The enemy struck with nary a warning. We didn't stand a chance. Wedge and I were in the workshop when they came. Before we knew what was happening, the Imperials held us at gunpoint. It must have been awful. There's one thing I don't understand, though. How did the Garleans get there so fast? I mean, the Immortal Flame should have seen them coming, right? I myself have asked the same question. That day, when I returned to the carnage at the Waking Sands, I noticed naught amiss in the horizon. Nothing at all to suggest the passing of an Imperial force. From this I conclude that the Garleans came neither by land nor by air. Nay, they were born there by potent teleportation magics of the kind used by the Ashians. Carry on. We were bound and blindfolded and bundled into the cargo bay of a waiting airship. I can't rightly say how long we were aboard, but when the time came for us to disembark, we found ourselves in the midst of an Imperial stronghold, cast from Sentry. Upon arrival, we were marched off into the main complex. Biggs and I were thrown into a detainment center together, while Minfilia and the others were taken elsewhere. That was the last we heard from them. Cast from Sentry. What happened next? Well, we were held in isolation for what felt like years, but was probably moons or maybe only weeks. And then, without warning, the Imperials collected the pair of us and put us on another vessel, which we found out was bound for Garlemald, much to our dread. We knew that if we were taken back there, we weren't like to leave again. So risky though it was, we sabotaged the ship's altitude control and thereby forced an emergency landing. And in the midst of the ensuing chaos, we managed to slip our captors. The rest, as they say, is history. If I I didn't know better, I'd call that a likely story. Sabotaging the altitude controls of an airborne vessel? That will have been Big's handiwork, like as not. You always were resourceful in a tight spot, my friend. Oh, jeez, boss. Cassandra, thank you for returning my dear assistance to me. It would seem I owe you yet another debt of gratitude. There are still many questions in my mind, but the answers can wait. Nymphelia and the others still want for rescue. Alright, you lot. Garland Ironworks is back in business. Let's go and give the Imperials what for. Hurrah! Hurrah! Because, you know, both of them. But I can't do two voices at the same time, so they have to say hurrah at separate times, regardless of how unified it is. Sid wants to prepare a strategy to rescue Nymphelia and the other Scions. How are we still only at level 44? Freaking level 44 was Garuda. What the frick, dude? Thanks to you, Biggs and Wedge are with us again. Now we must find a way to rescue Nymphelia and the others. Gods know we've kept them waiting too long already. Based on what we've learned, I believe it's safe to say they're being held at Castrum Sentry. So let us convene at Revenant's Toll in Mordona. It's as good a place as any to prepare, and better than most. The road leading east then south will get you there. When we arrive, let us seek the advice of the local adventurers. We're bound to learn a thing or two that will benefit our mission. Hey. So this is really annoying. Mordona is part of Mordona. Except that the only thing in Mordona is Mordona. And so it's down here in Other, which is really annoying. Because it's the only thing in Other. At least that I've seen so far. I don't know if, Shadowbringers or Endwalker add anything to Other. But freaking in what? The base game and 2 expansions. There has been one place under Other. Like, what? Please. Out. Hi, Slaffborn. Well met, friend. What brings you to Revenant's Toll? Did I hear you rightly? Your friends are being held captive at Castrum Sentry. You want to rescue them? I don't mean to discourage you, but that might prove difficult. The stronghold has been on high alert of late, with armored patrols seen about the perimeter around the clock. Not even a fly could get within 100 yalms of the walls undetected. If the Garleans were alerted to our coming, we cannot know what they will do to Nymphelia and the others. We must act with the greatest stealth. Aye, it has to be good old-fashioned infiltration. But with security so tight, how are we going to smuggle ourselves in? Why, I've a mind to walk through the front door. Huh? The front door? Aye, we'll disguise ourselves as Imperial troops and march right in. For this, we'll need a few sets of Imperial uniforms, a suit of Magitech armor, and impeccable timing. That's a bold strategy, but just might work. Where we are, there's certainly no shortage of opportunities to borrow the equipment. Knowing those Imperial bastards, they won't even suspect that we savage Eorzeans would think to use that technology. And then it's settled. Yeah. If you are determined to go ahead with this, I'd recommend you speak with Glamunt. The fellow's got a personal grudge against the Empire, happens to know a deal about Castrum Sentry besides. No doubt that he'd want to be of aid. Yida and I shall go to reconnoiter, I don't know how to say that, Garlean activity at the stronghold. It would not do if something were to befall our comrades before we had the chance to act. Come and join us when you're ready, Cassandra. Let's do this. Sometimes I wonder, Yida, are there ever times when you are not enthused? I'm nothing if not enthused, Y'shtola. You're beginning to remind me of Papalymo. She's always enthused, except for when she's up. Looking for Glomment, are ya? Well, you found him, whoever you are. Eh? Looking to get inside Castrum Sentry and you need my help? Heh! Something tells me we're gonna get along just fine. Glomment would like to aid in your mission to rescue the captured Cylons, getting even with Garlemald. So, your friends at Castrum Sentry want for rescue. That Slaff boy knows me too well. You can count on my help. I've got a score to settle with the Imperials, and I never pass an opportunity to get back on their horsons. But enough about me. Let's talk strategy. Rescuing folk from captivity is right delicate business. Single oversight. Just one little blunder, and it's all over. Can't leave any room for uncertainty. For starters, you need to confirm beyond the shadow of a doubt that your friends are where you think they are. You don't want to risk your neck only to discover they've been moved elsewhere. But how can you find out, you ask? By following these instructions. If you approach Sentry from the east, you'll see a swampland to your left called the Tangle. Get in there, never mind all the marbles, and navigate your way to the southwestern corner. You'll come upon some drainage pipes coming down from the stronghold. Don't ask me how I know, but one of them leads back up to the command tower. If you listen closely, might as you can eavesdrop on some of the happenings within. Once you know for certain your friends are there, we'll move to the next stage of the operation. Now get going, and Godspeed. Just happens to lead to the command room. Just so happens. Rather convenient, don't you think? Camp Revenant's Toll. I think this was a place in the original. Because, like, you can see, like, there's a camp here, you know? But it's all, like, annihilated by these ether crystals. So, I almost wish that I could see the original maps of the place and, like, walk around just because I'd love to see what they looked like. It's not that I want to play Final Fantasy XIV 1.x. I just want to see what the world looked like in 1.x. You know? I'd also like to be able to, like, play with this, like, play the story, but, like, modern, like, controls and gameplay. I think that would be interesting, you know? Maddening buzz fills your ears! Oh no! What? How did you even survive? Faint sound of conversation echoes down the pipe. What of the captive? Did she still refuse to speak? She may as well be a deaf mute for all the information we've gotten out of her. The others aren't much better. The Alazan gets on my nerves most of all. Every time he opens his mouth, it's only to spout gibberish. I do wonder, why is the Tribunus so obsessed with this Minfilia woman? They say she possesses some mystical power, something we Garleans don't have. Mystical power? Like the kind that beastmen use? How am I supposed to bloody know? You're so curious, why don't you ask the Tribunus yourself? As well try to tumble her. I like my head where it is, thank you very much. Our break is over. Best we get back to our stations. I don't think any of them were the ones that wear the masks, but I also felt like that was probably pretty decent for, like, you know, down the pipeline. Footfalls grow fainter until all is silent. Well, I mean, that does confirm that at least Minfilia is in there. And that's all that matters to us. Also, look at that giant orb of destruction in the background. That is what remains of Dalamud. I was gonna say, that's way up here, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd fly in that direction. So that, like, we could actually get a better view of it. But, yeah, that's, Dalamud, I believe. If I recall correctly. Or at least what remains of it. It's good to see you again, Cassandra. I've given to understand you have conducted some reconnaissance. Tell me, what were you able to learn? So, Minfilia and the others are indeed at Castrum Sentry. Their presence thus confirmed, we may proceed with the mission. While you were afield, Sid took the liberty of devising a plan of action. Pray, have the details from him. Good work, Cassandra. Selfinor has already told you we've plotted out a course for the rescue. The gist of it is unchanged. We disguise ourselves as Imperial soldiers and infiltrate the stronghold. Glormont is looking into ways to procure a suit of Magitech armor, and in the meantime, I need your assistance for some preparation of my own. Minfilia and the others are counting on us, Cassandra. Let's not keep them waiting any longer than necessary. Oh, wow! That went from level 44 to 46. I think that was supposed to be level 45. I think some of those were supposed to be level 45. It requires your assistance for his rescue preparation. I thought that seemed like way too many quests at level 44. While Glormont goes about devising his plan, we need to see to some preparation of our own. It wouldn't do if the Imperials were discovered if they're short in armor. To prevent this from happening, I'm going to put together a makeshift communications jamming device. The explanation is like to get a bit technical, so bear with me. Imperial forces communicate at a distance via electromagnetic waves. Simply put, devices are born upon etheric lightning energy that permeates the air. Now, the hill-sized cluster of corrupted crystals to the west has been observed to amplify the selfsame energy. By making use of this property, we should be able to drown out Imperial voices. To ensure that we have enough amplification, we must identify the most potent crystals among the cluster. For this, I need you to go there and use this device to take readings. It'll mark the likely places on your map. Or I'll mark the likely places on your map. Oh, and just so you know, plasmoids are drawn to lightning energy. Don't be surprised if you run into a few. Alright. Back to Camp Revenant's Toll. Right over here. Also, when I came here the first time to Camp Revenant's Toll, every time I came by here, and I mean like, you know, I would come by here, I would like see this fate that was here. I'd be like, oh, there's like a fate here, okay. Then I would like leave and I would do other things. I'd come back like an hour later and there would be this same fate right here again. And that happened like 6 times in a row. That there was just a fate right there every time. And I was like, what the? Like, this fate is always here. I'd say that now because it's funny that now I come here and that fate, I don't even see it. Like, it is not here at the moment. Electromagnetic reader. But that fate was literally always here. For a while. And it was really hilarious. Like, I came here to do, like, this quest line. But there's, like, other stuff that you come here for later. and like other quest lines, and every single time I came here for a quest, that fate was active right there. It didn't matter if I came back like 5 minutes later, it didn't matter if I came back, 2 hours later, it was always active. And I just think it's funny that this time it's not here at all. Like, this is one of the few times I've come to Mordona, like, to this area, and it has not been active. So... Hey, nothing there. Hey, nothing there. I don't think it's random, like where the, like whether or not the mobs spawn or not. I don't think it's random, but I don't recall. I'm trying to remember where this is. I remember it being annoying to get to, because it was in a spot that, like, oh yeah, here it is. It's like, it's in a spot that you have to, like, really hunt. Like, here. Like, you have to go here. And then, like, you have to run up this. But then, like, normally if you're mounted, like, you can't just, like, run up this stuff. I think that's just my flight letting me get over some of those. It's like putting me into flight and then immediately dropping me back down onto the ground. So it took me like 5 minutes to find this the first time. Because it's like, first off, you have to like come up here. And then like, you have to come over this way. And then like up here. Then like, the marker's right here. So you get a, it was there, but I'm like looking all around like, where is it? So I'm like, is it up there? So then I'm like trying to jump up here, and it was when I fell like that, and I'm like, oh great, because I fell, and I'm like, oh great, how do I get back up? Because I have to get back up. I'm like sitting here doing this to like try and figure it out, and I'm like, oh, it's right there. It was very funny the first time I did this quest line. It took me like, seriously, it took me like 5 minutes to find that one marker last time. And the only reason I was able to find it so quickly was because I had flight this time. So, I did not remember how to get up there or anything. You have the readings. Excellent. Here, let me see the numbers. Here you go. Yes, 4 of these crystals should suit our purpose, though I pray that we won't have need of their power. My thanks, Cassandra. Alright. Let's go talk to Glomment. Glomment wants you to practice the part of Imperial Trooper. Clean the wax out of your ears now, because there's something I want you to do. Because there's something I want you to do by way of preparation. The plans to have you enter Castrum Sentry are all decked out in Imperial duds, but the disguise is more than just the clothes you're wearing. You also gotta act the part. At the very least, you need to know how to perform a convincing Imperial salute. First impressions are everything, as they say. I could teach you the salute myself, of course, but it's best you learned it from the experts. So get yourself near as you dare to Castrum Sentry. Watch the Imperials doing what they do. Unfortunately, even though I do already have the salute, I do have to go through this. But I actually do know the Imperial salute, because I did this quest already. I also remember this being a pain to do because you couldn't fly. And like, look at these mud puppies, level 45, 5th cohorts, Level 46. You not only have to find a way to get around all of this, but then I have to get all the way over here and hide back here. It's not easy to get back here. At least not without aggroing. You know, if you're truly trying to, like, do it stealth, and, like, trying to avoid, you know, fighting the other guys, like, it's really hard to get back here initially. That said, I also remember fighting a lot of these guys to get materials. Because I wanted to make, I think it was a pair of glasses that I needed. Nothing to report, sir. We have received an anonymous warning that insurgent forces are near. We must redouble our vigilance. I shall recommend that patrols be increased. There we go. Alright, I think I got it. I mean, I only did it once. And I only saw him do it once. Well, I guess I saw him do it twice, but I think I got it. Good thing I'm a quick learner. But seriously, though, I just find it funny. Like, you watch him do it once, and then you mimic it. And it's like, yeah, no, that's perfect. All I had to do was watch, and then I knew exactly what I had to do. I don't have to practice it at all. But normally, then you would come over here, and then you would get the Imperial Salute as a quest reward. So, did you manage to learn the Imperial Salute? No. Best you don't demonstrate. I'm liable to fly into a rage and crack skulls. I'll just take your word for it. You've learned the emote Imperial Salute. Sark Malark wishes to help you acquire the disguises you need for your rescue mission. You are called Cassandra Sevilla, yes? I have heard of your plight from my friend Glomant. As a fellow adventurer and son of Eorzea both, I would offer you my assistance. In order to infiltrate Castrum Sentry, you and your comrades must disguise yourselves as Imperial soldiers. The question is, how to go about acquiring the uniforms and helms. There are places a man might purchase them, but individuals who deal in such wares are not the sort to whom you would trust your secrets. It would be more prudent, I believe, to procure what you need via traditional means, from the bodies of their recently deceased owners. Fortified area before Castrum Sentry never lacks for Imperial patrols. It ought not take long to obtain 3 sets of gear, one for each member of the infiltration team, Biggs, Wedge, and yourself. When you have what you need, please return here and allow me to inspect the spoils. It's very important that we remember to kill 1 Rogadin, 1 Lala, and 1 Mikote, I guess. Because they're not the same height as humans, after all. Also, this isn't going to give me the gear, is it? Because I don't actually own the gear anymore. I got rid of that a long time ago. I mean, I think I can just visit a Calamity Salvager, but still. This human will totally have the right size for a Lalafell. Just saying. Also, this one can be a little difficult as well. Just because they all... like, they will all aggro, you know? Also, apparently I'm only getting 1 piece from each person. Like, I got all of the helmets there. And only the helmets. But, like, they will aggro on you. 100%. So, like, when I did this at level, like, I had to deal with basically all of these guys because all of them freaking attacked me. So that is not the fate I was talking about. I almost said like, hey, is that the fate? Oh wait, it is. The fate's over here. This is it. So the first time I came by here, I just saw this giant frog standing here, and this person just standing here, and I was like, what the frick is going on? Like, look at this. This is one of those, like, you talk to the person, it starts the fate, and then, like, a bunch of mobs spawn in, and you have to, like, keep the guy safe. But, like, look at this. Like, what is this? There's just giant frog, tiny little Lalafell, and they're just standing here. Like, it's so hilarious. Glad that the fate still managed to spawn this time round, though. Really glad. Are you able to obtain 3 sets of Imperial equipment? Yeah, I killed 6 people for it. Not really sure why. Because I definitely could have just taken the helmet and the armor off each person I killed. But I killed, 6 people so that I could get 3 sets. Damaged, as I had suspected. In their present condition, I fear these uniforms and helms are like to draw suspicion. They must be repaired, if only superficially. Fortunately, the blacksmith Egenolf at the Diamond Forge at Rowena's House of Splendor should be able to hammer them into shape in no time. I've already sent word ahead. I've been assured that he is expecting you. Worry not. I've already impressed upon him the need for utmost secrecy as to the nature of your mission. Plus, who needs to worry? It's freaking Rowena anyway, so... Well, Rowena and her, like, group, So, nothing to worry about there. Also, I actually can't access my, what are they called? Retainers, while New Game Plus is active. So you're the Venture's Sock Malak sent, are you? Been waiting for you. Now let's see what you got for me. I have these. I see. Ah, yes. I reckon I can hammer these back into shape for you. After all, I owe your friend Sock Malak a favor or two. Took good care of old Egenolf back in the days before I fell in with old Rowena, he did. Did you know he's the son of the wealthiest families in the Sultanate? Wouldn't expect someone like that to end up in the life he did. I suppose he always felt the Venture's life calling him. But here I go blathering on when there's work to be done. Just hold your horse birds for a moment or two. The great Egenolf will have your gear looking good as new. Oh, all my viewers are gone. That's fine. Probably going to be ending off here in a minute anyway. Honestly, I'm probably going to turn this quest in and then end off. And then next time we can come back and we should be able to do the rest. And there we have it. Won't do you much good in battle, mind you. From what I hear, it's not your priority anyhow. Do send Sock Malak my regards, will ya? Thank you. That'll also give me a chance to, like, actually go get the equipment. Because I probably have to go speak to a Calamity Salvager. And those are all the way over in the main cities. So, as far as I am aware, there are none of them here. So, hello, Allison! Sorry, I just have a character named Allison. And I just thought that it was cool that that character was named Allison. We had the uniforms and helms repaired. Hey, repaired Imperial uniform, helm, and yeah. Yes, these will serve beautifully. The great Egenolf never fails to impress. Quality of these repairs would fool even a Legatus. Thus equipped, you should not have any trouble blending in amongst Imperial forces. Unless you fear the Garleans might detect your foreignness, foreigners in fact form the greater part of the Garlean invasion force in Eorzea. You see, when the Empire subjugates new territory, it assimilates the people of that land into its armed forces. In turn, those conscripted forces are sent to subjugate faraway lands. In this way, Garlemald nips rebellion in the bud and expands its territory in one fell stroke. For that, my part in your mission is done, and full glad to have been of assistance to your cause. Why would I, a wealthy merchant, wish to help you? I know not where you heard such a tale, but believe me when I say that I am but another humble adventurer, one who desires only to act in the best interests of the realm. Just for conquest. So that would actually give us the gear, finishing that quest. Guamont has finally devised a plan to appropriate a suit of Magitech armor. Good work getting them Imperial duds. You'll be pleased to hear I ain't been idle myself. It took me long enough, but I finally hatched a plan to get a suit of Magitech armor. From what I've seen, Castrum Sentry deploys a Reaper for most of its patrols. Trouble is, patrols themselves are irregular, meaning random routes and random deployments. Hardly any of them come anywhere near Revenant's toll. So, hoping to coax the Imperials out of their shells, I took the liberty of feeding them a bit of old false intelligence. Told them insurgents had designs on their stronghold. Tain't far from the truth, now I come to think of it. Anyway, we should start seeing more patrols than we have up till now. What you need to do is approach one of these patrols, dress up in your shiny tin suit, and alert them to the enemy's presence. Having done that, you want to lure them as near to Revenant's toll as you can. Like as not, though, they'll be wary of venturing far from their own walls. If they do need a bit of extra encouragement, use the smoke signal here, filched fresh from an Imperial scout. They'll come running when they see that. When their cavalry arrives, you hit them hard and make off with their Reaper. Simple as that. If I ain't mistaken, there's a patrol sweeping their perimeter right now, so run along, eh? Now, and don't forget to salute. Yeah, so I have to go get the gear in order to continue this. So, literally cannot continue without getting the gear. And as far as I'm aware, I don't see any kind of calamity salvager, or scrap dealer, or whichever one it is I have to actually talk to. If they were around, they would probably be either up here, which, you know, they're not. They're not there. This is the script exchange. So they would be in this area, which, well, we can see the, like, 6 people here. So, unfortunately, I don't think I can get the gear without heading all the way back to a city. But that's fine. It is 5 o'clock in the morning, so now is a good time to stop. Next stream, we will hopefully be able to get into Castrum Meridianum and Praetorium and Ultima Weapon and finish off all of this. So if you have enjoyed, feel free to subscribe. There's might be a link down below to my Patreon. If not, it is on the main page. I don't remember if I added that yet or not. I really should, because it would be good to have that right there, and then anybody who wanders in can be like, oh, this person, you know, if anybody wanders in and is like, oh, this person seems cool, and they just run off to Patreon and then never actually watch the stream again, but they're still supplying on Patreon, so it's fine. Why are you here? Why are you here? I'm very confused by the fact that this NPC is here. I mean, maybe maybe because they're a class quest? I don't know. This is the Red Mage NPC, though, so yeah. I don't know why they're here. Oh, hey! Sophie and Radovan are here as well. So, yeah. I guess all of the class NPCs are around. Because these are these two here are Gunbreaker. Which is this class. I'm just gonna be honest, I love the initial Gunbreaker outfit, so I just haven't changed it. Like, I glamored immediately as soon as I could, and I've just kept that because I love this outfit. It looks so good. Like, it really does. Well, I have the Uranus skirt, I think it's called. Uraeus, not Uranus. Uraeus skirt. But the rest of this is the whole Gunbreaker set. Well, aside from the glasses, I guess. The Outsider's outfit. So, oh, I guess not. Fingerless Goatskins of Gathering. Is it the boots? It's the boots and the chest piece only, apparently. Interesting. I really thought these were part of it, too. Wonder what the Gunbreaker gloves look like, then. I must have liked this better if I picked that. Huh. I don't know. But this scarf here is something that we'll see later. When we get to level 60! That's a long ways away. But still, what can you do? But yeah, like I said, I hope you enjoyed. If you have, again, feel free to subscribe. Check my Patreon. I post the names of everybody in my Patreon at the end of the thing here. Words. Oh, nice. So I can do all this stuff. Okay. I wasn't sure if I could, like, New Game Plus Crystal Tower and Shadow of Mach and stuff, but I can. That's awesome. Binding Coil of Bahamut, please. I'll have to unsync that, but yes. Absolutely. So this is like, after we're level 50, Binding Coil of Bahamut and Crystal Tower will be the two things that we do. After that, I don't know what any of these are. Roll quests, void quests? Not a clue. Hildebrand! Agent of Inquiry! Why? He's so funny, though. I love him. But why? I'm thinking, why, dude? Why, dude? Why? Tank quests, healer quests, DPS quests. So yeah. Here's all, like, that's one of the nice things that you can come back and do. What are these? DPS quests? Just flat DPS? What? Somebody tell me what these are. Because I have no idea what this is. Up here. Reaper, obviously, I collected it, so I haven't even done. Samurai, you know. Like, I've done all of the classes up to Stormblood. Well, except for Bard, I guess. Because Stormblood right here. Does Endwalker not have? I'm realizing, does Endwalker not have class quests? Because this is the last one, and this is Shadowbringers. Does Endwalker not have class quests? Huh. I had no idea. I have not done any of this stuff. Oh my gosh. or this. Botanist, fisher, miner. Miner? Shouldn't be able to start miner yet. Or did I do that? So, did I get that to level 7? No. Oh wait, no, level 60. Anyway, I'm prattling on at this point. I'm gonna go. So, I hope you enjoyed. And I will see all of you next time. See you later. That was, I mean, yeah, it was there, but, like, you couldn't really see it. There we go. We'll be doing that next time, so. I have that mount. I love that mount. I have that mount.